Hi, I'm Shailendra Sinha, and welcome to my YouTube channel platform Eduser. Today, we are going to talk about the Sun's solar cycle. The Sun's solar cycle is an 11-year cycle of magnetic activity. Every 11 years, the Sun's magnetic poles flip. This is a natural process that happens as the Sun's magnetic field changes. The current solar cycle. We are currently in the latter half of solar cycle 25. This cycle has been relatively quiet, but it is starting to pick up in activity. In the next few years, we can expect to see more sunspots, flares, and coronal mass ejections. What happens when the Sun's poles flip? When the Sun's poles flip, it can cause some disruptions here on Earth. For example, it can increase the number of geomagnetic storms. These storms can disrupt power grids, communications, and GPS signals. What can we do to protect ourselves from solar storms? There are a few things we can do to protect ourselves from solar storms. First, we can make sure that our power grids are resilient to disruption. Second, we can use backup generators and batteries to keep our critical systems running during a storm. Third, we can use satellite communication systems to stay connected during a storm. Conclusion. The Sun's solar cycle is a natural process that happens every 11 years. This cycle can cause some disruptions here on Earth, but there are things we can do to protect ourselves. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new about the Sun's solar cycle. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Bonus. Here are some additional facts about the Sun's solar cycle. The Sun's magnetic field is generated by the movement of plasma in the Sun's interior. The Sun's poles flip because the magnetic field lines become twisted and tangled. The solar cycle is not perfectly regular, and the length of each cycle can vary by a few years. The most active time in the solar cycle is called solar maximum. This is when there are the most sunspots, flares, and coronal mass ejections. The least active time in the solar cycle is called solar minimum. This is when there are the fewest sunspots, flares, and coronal mass ejections. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any other questions about the Sun's solar cycle.